Hey guys, what's going on? So just like 20 minutes ago, they finally released the patch note like an hour before the maintenance should go live if they don't have any delays. Have some delays, go ahead, give us some rubies, yeah. So yeah, I kind of wanted to go over this when they first released like the preview of the patch note, but I thought that's kind of dumb. There were only a few interesting things like the fact Chapter 7 Hell Mode will be unlocked and just like stuff with the Halloween event and all that. So let's talk about that first. Chapter 7 Hell Mode. Completed all stages on hard, so I should be able to check out Hell Mode when it does drop. I kind of doubt I'll be able to do it, but it would be freaking awesome. It needs double stamina, but you also get 3 times more experience and gold. So it's like the Hell Mode in Chapter 6 and through 1 and whatever. And if you can clear all 3 stages in Hell Mode, you will get 3 Stones of Infinity, so that's freaking awesome as well. So the gear it drops, I guess, isn't too much different from all the other Hell Mode stages. You can get T7 Ancient Gear, so there's not too much to say there. And then we have the Halloween event. We can open that link in a new tab and check that out. Alright, it looks like it'll be a special dungeon. I'm not sure if it's something to actually play or not, but that sounds pretty cool. Bonus entries will be given based on how much stamina you've spent. There's for sure a hard cap on that, so maybe, I don't know, 5 more entries. It depends on how it works there. But we get a totally new like look here in the place. That's pretty cool. And this goes for like 3 weeks, it looks like. Halloween dungeon, Halloween shop. Alright, so it looks like you're gonna be using like a key system like there is with Upper Dungeon and Stockade and such, and you can refresh those with rubies, and you also get a key by consuming 200 stamina. Like I said, I don't know if you can like do like 20,000 stamina in a day and then just get like a bunch of damn keys. I guess that'd be 100 keys in that case. So if you have more than 0 keys when reset happens on the server, you won't lose them, but you also won't get any, or I guess it'll go up to 5. So if you have more than 5, you won't get any. If you have 5, you won't get any. If you have 4, you'll get 1, etc. Storyline will be added. The Halloween event has 3 difficulties, easy, normal, and hard. You get event points by clearing dungeons, and the more difficult it is, the more points you will get as per the usual. So hard stage 6 gives the most at 26. Easy stage 1 gives 8. That is a pretty big difference there. Ooh, yes, and we get more rewards. So there are the boss, Mummy Jane, Hood Tanya. We don't really know what they do yet unless they have the same skill set, which maybe they do. Ew, Cassandra, Neeks, Lackrack. There's going to be some hard bosses, I assume. And here are the items we can get. Halloween Ghost Box, Halloween Jack-o'-lantern Box, Special Item Summon 10. We can do that 3 times? That's freaking cool. 3 Stones of Infinity and a Darkness costume ticket for 1,200. Damn. And with the Halloween Ghost Box, we can get an unlimited amount of times. Freaking cool. I'm really looking forward to this event. It's like the Rice Cake event, but better because you have more control over it. You just get points by doing this dungeon here, and you get more keys by either refreshing them with rubies or running using your stamina. And here we can see what's in the Halloween Ghost Box. Pretty much everything. There are some keys in there again, which is really cool. Ancient runes, mysterious fragments, no random unique weapon, but if there was one, it would be very small chance anyway. 120 artifact pieces. So it looks like probably this stuff will be more balanced. There's probably a more or less equal chance to get everything except probably the keys and maybe the ancient rune. That's probably gonna be a lot rarer, of course. And then here we have the Halloween Jack-o'-lantern. Okay, this is the Ghost Box, which you can purchase an unlimited amount of times. And down here is the Jack-o'-lantern box, which you can purchase only 20 times, and they cost 150. So, Angry Pumpkinhead, what the hell is that? Cross Pumpkinhead? Costume ticket, stamina potion, EXP, loot boosters. Okay, so it looks like the rewards just are better here. Oh, those are artifacts. All damage taken is reduced by 10 and deal 10% more damage to enemies. Max HP is increased by 20 and deal P damage worth 2% of max HP to all nearby enemies within a small range. Interesting. I can't really comment on those. They don't seem too, I guess, good. I just feel like there are artifacts that do a better job at that. You'd probably want your tank to wear the cross pumpkin head, but then tanks don't usually do that much damage unless they're like a DPS Jane or something, then maybe it might be good for her. And then the Angry Pumpkinhead is kind of weird, P damage. I wonder if I could put that on my Jane as well. Do the Assassin Stockade, where they're immune to physical damage, and maybe that would be a way to kill them easier. Of course, the chat limit regulations. I am all for this, actually. I avoid Chapter 1 like the plague because of how horrible it is most of the time. I've heard a lot of people complaining that freedom of speech, blah, blah, blah. And I do agree with freedom of speech, but I think freedom of speech doesn't come without consequences. There are consequences for the things you say. I mean, you're not going to get arrested for them, but you definitely can't have a chat ban or even an account ban if you're really bad. And here we go. The hero balance update patch thing. I was kind of hoping they would release this before it went into maintenance so I could go in and check them, because I'm not like really familiar with these. I think K-Gaming or Router or one of those other King's Raid dudes are probably going to go over this as well. So you should check them out, see if they've released anything like this as well. I'm going to give my opinion, see if anything sort of stands out to me. So let's start with Celine. Her first skill, Air Rain, is getting a buff as far as I'm concerned. It just increases the number of hits from 10 to 12. I don't know if that'll actually increase its damage, but I assume it will, because each hit probably does a certain amount of damage. Rush damage is increased by 40%. That is also just a straight buff there, more damage, so nothing too revolutionary yet. But here we go, Moonlight Arrow 4th skill. Enemy def reduction effect is changed to self-attack boost, and max stack number is changed to 3. Does not disappear after a critical hit. So here's where the problem sort of comes in for me, because I'm not sure what her max stack was before, and then over here on T3 it says it's changed to 5. So I don't know what the max stack was beforehand, if this is a nerf or not. But I mean, this first line is also kind of interesting because the def reduction is changed to a self-attack boost. Again, I'm not sure if this is a good or a bad thing. Like, self-attack is always cool. I'm not sure if this would be better or worse than something like Arena. It's probably better for something like, I don't know, maybe PvE or so, because you'll keep that buff and any enemies you kill, so that won't just go away then. No idea how long the attack boost will last though. I'm not going to spend too long on Celine. I'm sure other people can do a better job on that. So her T5 apparently is getting changed. Again, I'm not sure what the T5 was. Maybe I should have made notes before, but like I said, I kind of figured the patch note would be up before maintenance, but it wasn't. So upon attacking, there's a 50% chance to deal 40% of attack as extra P damage. That kind of sounds like a unique weapon skill. I'm just curious if these are all attacks, like all skills, or auto-attacking. Because usually when it's auto-attacking, it says upon auto-attacking, but I'm not too sure. Because it sounds like an auto-attacking sort of thing. And I'm not too sure. Like, it looks like a little bonus damage, but nothing too significant. But we're going to be going over to Ruffy, which I literally know nothing about. So, I'm just going to read them and see if I can spot that he's going to be good or not. Because I heard he's not very good anymore. Healing Soul cannot be dispelled. Upon activation, additionally heals 10% of max HP. So this is like an addition to the skill that it was already, because it doesn't say it changes anything, it just adds another thing to it. So that is a straight buff. Salvation cooldown is reduced from 15 to 12 seconds. Also, MDef boost is increased by 50%. Alright, that is also, it sounds like a very significant buff to that skill as well. Rush of Soul cooldown reduction again, 10 seconds on that one, jeez. Third attribute is changed from increase M damage to increase all damage. Wow. Wow, that sounds like a pretty significant buff, just from first reading it. Healing rate is increased by 50% on his 4th skill, so he's just getting buffed out the butt. Transcendent skill 4 and 5. Healing Soul first skill light. Mana cost is increased by 2 and the effect now affects 6 targets. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I guess that would be more for what, raids? Because there aren't more than 6 usually, or world boss. And his T5 MDef reduction has been changed to all def reduction. So I guess because of the change to his 3rd skill, he's now getting changed on his T5 as well. Next, we're looking at Pavel. Wedge of Cold Snap is not being changed. Ice Spear is. Damage is increased by 15% and the projectiles move faster. Ew. So that means that level 60 Pavel is going to be a little bit harder to farm now, I guess. Chill of Early Dawn activation speed is boosted. So while it doesn't look like he's getting buffed too significantly, a bit of a damage buff and the projectiles are moving faster. So Icy Spear will be getting a significant buff. Actually, 15% damage is quite a lot. Chill of Early Dawn is getting a little buff as well. Activation speed is getting buffed. So his T3 and T5, Chill of Early Dawn, Frost effect can no longer be dispelled by skills that remove negative effects. So apparently it could before. I think Frost is like the prerequisite to freezing. I'm not too sure about Pavel. And then his T5 Darkness cooldown reduction is changed from 0.5 to 1.5. So more cooldown reduction, I assume, because that is a second longer or 3 times longer, which is pretty significant as well. And then his unique weapon is getting damage increased by 100%. I actually heard him and his unique weapon were pretty good by themselves, so practically doubling the damage of his unique weapon, I'd say that's a pretty damn significant buff for those that do have his unique weapon. I might have actually been thinking about Rhina when I was reading this, so I think she actually has stun on her first skill already. It'll just be 2 seconds longer. That's kind of how the knights do that. Well, at least with Claus and Jane, they start with a 3-second stun and go to 5 seconds. And yeah, it basically looks like she's getting a pretty massive buff as well. Each block while the skill is in effect boosts the last hit's damage by 7%. Death boost is increased by 30%, and then Transcendence 4 and 5. Steel Fortress stun duration is increased by 2 seconds, and the final jump attack now targets the enemy with the highest attack, so probably the lowest defense as well. Her T5 Darkness, when a battle starts, all enemy attack is reduced by 25% for 15 seconds. Damn, that actually sounds pretty good. Especially for something like Arena, where it's all about the power play and like dead super fast. And then unique weapon just gets a little bonus perk on it. Not too sure how significant 3% mana is, because I'm not sure what it takes to proc it. Mitra, this is the one I was looking forward to the most. Okay, bang bang, damage is increased by 40%. Alright, just a straight little buff there. Time to die, no change. Dance with me, mana cost is reduced from 4 orbs to 3 orbs. And 4th skill, you're next. Extra damage dealt per each 1 mark is changed from 1% to 2%. Mother of God. Oh Lord, and then at T4, Dance With Me adds 2 stacks instead of 1. I know, but you can also do Dance With Me more often because it's changed from 4 orbs to 3 orbs. Holy crap. Not only does it make it so where he can get his stacks faster, but his stacks are twice as effective now. Maybe I'm only so impressed with Mitra because he was like one of the ones that I actually knew something about, but this is very significant, I think. These are mark stacks that don't go away on your enemies, so he's always been good for like Guild Raid and World Boss and enemies that are there for a long time. His stacks always took too long in like every other content. Now, not only will they be a bit faster, but they'll be twice as effective as well. Jesus Christ. And then auto attack damage is boosted by 19% as well. Jeez, he's gonna be a beast. I'm still not too sure if he's gonna be good in Arena or not, just because, but he's gonna be just so much better in his role, like way better in his role of Guild Raid, World Boss, etc. I still have his unique weapon, haven't grinded it yet, so yeah, I'm not too sure, man. Any other Mitra fans out there want to drop their comments? So yeah, pretty cool. And now we're going on to Luisa, another not so popular pick, but that could be because she's new as well, and there's, I don't know, maybe not too much. So she's getting a straight buff to her first skill. Blood Curse duration is boosted from 15 seconds to 20 seconds. Nothing happens with Blood Zone. Blood Banquet just getting a straight buff. Damage is increased by 30%, and Blood Dominator recovery rate is boosted from 30 to 40%. So she's getting a pretty good buff here. I wouldn't say it's anything too massively significant, except Blood Banquet, depending on how much damage that usually does. If it does like a lot of damage and that's increased by 30%, then that definitely could be significant. And Transcendence 4 and 5, Blood Orb, first skill light, when there's only 1 enemy, damage is increased by 100%. Wow. The damage will be pretty phenomenal there. I mean, Blood Orb, I assume they mean the damage from the Blood Curse. Well, I'm not too sure about that. It could be like the initial impact, or it could be the Blood Curse, if that is. I don't know, we'll have to see about that. T5 Luisa Darkness, all skill HP consumption is increased by 50%. Oh, okay. I thought it means it would take 50% of her HP, but I remember there was like, it takes like, what, 10%? Some of the skills, some maybe a little bit more or less, but cooldowns are reduced by 20%. So hurting yourself a little bit more, but your cooldowns are less. I think that's actually pretty good. Since you will be in the back, you'll typically have a healer with you, and maybe she has some lifesteal as well. It actually should work out, I think. And here we go, Arch. There's nothing actually to say about him except his passive skill is getting nerfed to the ground pretty much. Upon activation, lose all mana and all skills are put on cooldown for 50% the max duration. So I heard that all his skills will just go on cooldown for the full duration, but apparently it's only 50%, so it's not as bad. It's just that you can't do this freaking kamikaze, kill Arch, he jumps up, puts a shield on him, and then he does his like second skill, I think it was, or his third skill, and one-shots everyone, while you can't even interrupt it because he has a shield on him. So personally, I thought that was a pretty cheesy thing to do, so I'm kind of glad. I do have Arch, technically. I haven't raised him yet. I wouldn't say he's bad now, of course not. He's still an awesome hero. Nothing has really changed for him except that cheese move in arena, that's gone. He'll still be able to do that massive damage, and maybe he'll have a shield given by someone else, like Laius or Frey or whoever, but he just can't do that anymore. So yes, he will be quite vulnerable having no mana and no skills at the beginning, but he'll also be shielded until he can get some mana back. Unless he's like the only one left, then probably get wailed on pretty hard. Again with Arch's passive, where he dealt imp damage that ignores defense to enemies with a sigil every 15 seconds more than once. Alright, nothing really to say there, just some little fixes. We got some bug fixes as well. Damage reduction upon block option, and now max 95% will be applied. Only 45% value will be displayed in the game screen. Oh, okay, I see. So damage reduction upon block. And now we just have some skilled name changes, so nothing too important. Oh, that's cool. Close button will be created for short chat. Chat's you see at the upper right side of the screen. So instead of going straight to channel 5 or whatever, I can just hit the little close button. And then we have the all-in-one package coming. I'm not sure exactly how much that's going to cost. I'm pretty sure it's going to be for a real money. We have a 5-star hero ticket, costume ticket, and special item summon X3. So I would wager around $40, $50, something like that. And then we have the special summon X10 event sort of things going on. Well, I mean, I saved 2 10+1s. I think we can get like 3 from the Halloween event, so I'll have 5. Could get 7 of each essence, you know, hey man, that's free stuff, I'm not going to complain. So yeah, I like to look at these patch notes without any other sort of influence, just as a first impression sort of thing. What I say here may be wrong, it may be right. This is just my opinion on what I see with my eyes. And what I see is Mitra is getting amazingly good, and I think Selene is getting a pretty massive buff as well. Refi I think too, but I don't know enough about Refi to really say whether or not. It seems like he's getting way better than he was. Pavel doesn't seem like he's getting changed too much, except for the unique weapon. Effect damage is increased by 100%. Demia, again, it looks like she's getting a significant buff, but I can't really say for sure. And Luisa is getting a pretty good buff as well. It's just, so everyone's getting buffs except Arch. Arch is getting a straight nerf. A justified one in my opinion, and yes, this isn't coming from a T5 Arch user, but this is balance. When you see Arch in 9 out of the top 10 teams, or 45 out of the 50 top 50s, then you know it's not balanced, and this is what balance is. He's still good, he's just not overpowered and broken. Yeah, make sure to check out K Gaming, and I believe Router was his name. I think there's this big smiley face before his name as well. But yeah, this video has been going on long enough. The patch should actually be dropping pretty soon, so it almost feels like I should have just waited until then, but I was too excited. I wanted to jump in, wanted to make the video, wanted to share my thoughts on it, so hopefully I can quickly edit this and throw it up before the maintenance comes up, so you guys can have something to watch before it. Never mind. Make sure to drop your comments down below. Tell me your thoughts about this patch. Leaving a like would also be greatly appreciated if you did happen to enjoy. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time. Also, a huge thanks to my supporters over on Patreon.